I've only been 21 for like 10 months, but I am never drinking ever again. Perfect. Can everybody see me okay? Ooh. I went out last night with my friend Ike, had 2 Johnny Walker straight, and it's not the first time I had some whiskey, okay? Some nice little bourbon, some dark drink. But I got home, I just felt horrid. My stomach was turning, I had a headache, and I've never felt this way from liquor before, like just so bad. Couldn't sleep. I was on the bed like just couldn't sleep. I just could not sleep. I just felt so bad. When things make me feel that bad, it's just really like my spirit is telling me, hey, this is just not for you. You just don't need to partake in this activity. I feel like lately my body has been rejecting these toxins, like, and alcohol. I've been praying and asking God to show me how good it can get, to bring me to different parts of my journey, to help me fulfill all of my desires. And I also feel like God's saying, okay, bet. But before I do that, you're gonna have to leave all this behind, because this next step in your journey is gonna require the best version of you. Full maximum energy, your best spirit, the most positive light you have to bring. And it's like my body and my spirit has been rejecting all the toxins. It's just not messing with it. And what's actually ironic is that when I started working at the place that I currently work at, y'all already know, I met this guy named Troy. He was my coworker. And Troy was an affluent white man, but he was 20, turning 21, and he had some great things going on for himself. He worked for a tech company. He had a little startup going, making great business moves. And we had this conversation about drinking. And I remember him actually telling me how he doesn't like to drink, because when he drinks, it takes his body 2 to 4 days just to recover after he drinks. Because it takes his body so long to recover, he loses time. Like, he's like, I need my time to be the most efficient for me. I have a part-time job that requires a lot of me. I have my small business growing expeditiously. Don't know if that's a word. I need to maximize all my use of time. I need my time to be efficient, and I need to show up as my best self. And now that I'm around his age and I'm building things for myself like YouTube and my social following and building my career as a filmmaker and an actress, I'm realizing how true that statement is. And that's not just alcohol, babes. That's everything pretty much. Because even when I talk to my therapist about this, once you partake in an intoxicating activity, the body takes a few days for it to get back to its natural state. So like, if you're gonna feel groggy probably the next day or the next day after that. Like a couple of days after, like the body is still trying to regulate itself. Child, I feel more and more of just like really wanting to see the fruit of my work, really ready to see everything that God has in store for me, seeing how good my life can get and fulfilling my desires. And I'm not willing to let any of that hold me back. I've been learning to listen to my body and actually listen to it, meaning that when something doesn't make me feel good, I just stop. And that could be hard, because sometimes it's like, oh, this used to make me feel good. When I first started, it made me feel great. This used to make me feel good at this time. That was the past. This is the now. And really listening to my body, hearing what it's saying, and not doing what doesn't make me feel good, and noticing what does make me feel good, and doing that even more often. Have you ever heard the phrase, a life not examined is a life not worth living? Taking a piece of paper and journaling, meditating, however you do it, but looking back at your day, seeing the ways that you could have been more for yourself or more for others, where you lacked, what things held you back, what triggers you had, and how that made you respond or react. But examining your life and examining the things that make you feel, what things bring about certain emotions, examining that and taking note of your patterns. Because if not, we live our life on autopilot. And what that means, living life on autopilot, means that we just do things out of habit, even if the habits don't serve us. Oh, one thing that I noticed is that like, when certain things when people did things to me that made me feel a certain way, I wouldn't just say how they made me feel. I wouldn't just verbalize and communicate with them. I would just start to act differently and hope that they noticed how my actions were different. But it never really worked, because it was just confusing. They're like, are you okay? Are you good? So just like realizing that I need to communicate and not just like be passive aggressive. It's really important that we understand ourselves better. And in order to do that, we need to examine our lives. We need to sit back and notice our patterns and our habits and our triggers so that we can become the best and highest versions of ourselves. Understand what these triggers are telling you, where they're rooted in. I think in the long run, that'll make a dramatic difference in your life. And I'm not here to say that any type of, like drinking is bad or like smoking is bad. Like, I'm not here to have a debate about what is good and bad. I'm just really here to share my experience and my journey and what Spirit has really been trying to tell me. And I just encourage you all not to stop what you're doing. But as we grow and we understand ourselves better, we realize that not all those habits are actually healthy ones and that we have the capability of building better habits. So I just encourage you to examine your life. Examine the things that you do. Take note of your patterns and your habits and your triggers, and choose living your best life. Choose living by your spirit and your body's communication to you. Because I feel like we all deserve to live a life of our desires, and we all deserve to live a life that makes us happy and joyful and without anything. I think it's possible too. I'm only it's only been one day out here, alcohol sobriety, but I'm gonna tune into y'all again. I already made a couple of TikToks about my sobriety, and that's been going well, so definitely check out my page on TikTok. But of course, it's always peace, love, and light from me to you. Thank you for watching. Please like this video. Comment down below your thoughts, your experiences, if this resonates with y'all, because I really want to hear what the collective has to say about this. I always hear just interesting stories, a lot more on my TikTok, but I want to hear what y'all have to say also. So, love y'all. Thank you for watching.